This episode of Two Chicks is presented by Aussie Hair Care. Hello everyone, welcome back to Two Chicks Podcast. Today we are here, it's Dixie
and Charli.
But we also have two special guests for this holiday special of double episodes with the same group of people. We also have
Heidi
and
Marc.
So welcome to Four Chicks.
Yeah.
Four chicks.
So to start off this episode, I thought we could all start with like a fun little game. We're going to go around the circle and everyone rank the family members' favorite to least favorite.
I'm not playing this game. You guys are all number one.
I would say I'm number one and everyone else is tied for fourth.
Wow.
Why not tied for second?
You guys are all
number
number
one.
one.
Say, Dixie?
All number one in my heart.
Same.
Shut up. Dixie's in love with my ex-boyfriend.
Stop!
That's why I unfollowed her on Instagram.
Let's actually
she
talk about
deactivated her Twitter account.
Yes. Someone said Chase was the love of their life, and I just had to like it because I agree. That's what happened. And I'm sorry you had to find out this way, but
I found out through TikTok insiders.
Yeah. So, I accidentally liked a tweet, and it got posted. People actually still thought it was real, even though they confirmed that they were joking about it like 5 times. They're like, we knew this, like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God, shut up.
Dixie.
Wow, I know.
I feel like this isn't the first time you've done this.
I always accidentally like tweets because I'm laying down on my side with my right hand, and that's where the like button is. I've liked another tweet about Chase, actually, when I was asking him for the show.
Because you're in love with
What are you, stalking his page?
No, when he was going to be on my show, I had people ask me questions, and it was like, about Nessa, and I accidentally liked it, and I was like, ugh! And then it got posted, and everyone's like, that was not an accident. Like, okay. Imagine this, Char. You make a list of gifts that you're going to buy for the holidays, and then someone randomly gives you the money to help you buy one. Sound good?
Well, yeah.
And that's what Honey is doing. They're helping pay for $1 million worth of gifts. You're probably wondering, is this the same Honey that automatically searches for promo codes online?
I'm gonna say yes.
And you are right, Charli. Yes, it is. And here's the really cool part. With Honey, you can make a list of all the holiday gifts you want from certain stores, and Honey will email you when the price drops on anything on your list. Just add Honey to your computer, create a free account, throw some holiday gifts in your drop list for a chance to win. Honey will randomly select winners and give them money to help them buy something on their list.
Now, I would talk about what gifts I'm thinking of putting on my list, but all 3 of my family members are in the room.
No purchase necessary. You need PayPal account to redeem the prize. Only valid in the U.S. giveaway. Ends 12/21/2020. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/2chicks.
That's joinhoney.com/2chicks. That's the number 2, CHIX. So I'm going to thoroughly introduce these people. First, we have Heidi, age 25. Bad Biddy.
Charli.
From Louisiana.
Come on.
Southern gal, moved to New York City, then to Connecticut, now in California. Mother of 2 children. Say hi.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Okay, next. Okay. Next contestant is Marc Anthony D'Amelio, Italian, severe ADHD,
What?
Bad Biddy, quite a cool dude.
Oh, thanks, Charli.
Aging
Hi, everyone.
between 30 and 33. And then our third guest is Dixie D'amelio,
Hey.
age 19,
Hey.
sings songs
Hey.
sometimes, has severe attitude problems.
No, I don't.
Last contestant, we have Charli D'amelio, age 16, light of the world, bright and shining light, trained dancer from the age of 3 years old, mediocre TikToker, and just overall great attitude about today.
Thanks for having us. We're excited to be here. Are we your first guest?
Yeah.
What made you choose us?
It was on the schedule.
Was
Easy access.
Was everyone else busy?
It was just on the calendar.
We just really wanted you guys here.
Oh, yeah, we decided.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So sweet.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, of course. Is there any stories where, like when we were growing up, where you're like, okay, this kid isn't going to be a loser?
Well, starting very young, I'll say this one. It showed Dixie's determination when she was a little over 1 and she was in a crib, and then she would appear next to our bed. We were like, how is she getting out? And we saw her do it one time, and she would launch her body out of her crib and hit the floor. So that told us a lot of things, looking back on it, that she was super determined. She missed us, so she wanted to come and see us. And the bars of a crib were not going to get in her way. And secondly, we're not surprised why she's had so many concussions. Determination.
Wow.
Yeah, Dixie.
I'm a queen.
You are a queen.
It's so funny how both kids were brought up in the same household, and from as soon as they could have a personality, they were very different from the beginning in a great way. Both kids, so definitely more nature over nurture, because they were just kind of.
One is a inspiration millions, superstar, perfect hair, perfect body,
And
perfect
one
face.
is Dixie D'amelio.
And one's a TikToker with 100 million followers.
Wait, I have a story about Charli.
Wait, first, I just wanted to say, you can't say that, like, how did you know we weren't going to be, like, losers? Because if we think about it, like, think back to middle school me.
Oh, I threw some.
I was a loser.
We really thought we were going in the wrong path.
I was just weird.
You guys were just doing
I was worried
everything
for you,
other kids
Charli.
were doing. What are you
In
talking
8th
about?
grade, I ate lunch in homeroom by myself. I brought a bag of Honey Nut Cheerios.
We know you were the kid in the back of the class.
I was. It was really sad. And then I made friends, and then I decided to have somewhat of a personality.
It's called growth.
Yeah. No one has personality
It's not
in middle
loser.
school.
Yeah, everybody's
I
trying
had
to
a
figure it out.
personality, it just wasn't good. So we're learning and growing.
What's your story about Charli?
Oh, I was going to say, this was a great thing about Charli that I used to, because I'm not this way. She would sit from the youngest, she was so little, and she always loved playing with dolls and little Polly Pockets and all of that. And she would create whole universes for them. Like they did everything from what they were, and she spoke on it out loud. So she would play with her dolls, and she was like, Katie, you're going to go with Sally, and we're going to get in the car, and you're going to wear this. And she would record her. I have so many videos of her recording herself playing with her dolls and creating their lives. And so the imagination was like out there, and she was so good at that, and talk through, and they would get in the car, and they would go to while she was playing with them, go to the mall and shop and movies. And I just remember thinking, what an imagination. Like if I played with when I played with dolls when I was a kid, it was pretty quiet in my head. Like I would just play with them, not Charli. And I love that imagination.
We all say how Dixie was fearless, and I don't think people understand that she would just jump off of anything. And I remember people know the story that she raced BMX, and I remember the first time there was a big national BMX race in Connecticut, and I bought a bike again, and I asked Heidi if she wanted to go up to Trumbull to see the national race, and Dixie was, what was she, 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was 5 years.
Oh yeah.
She was 5 years old, and we went and watched this race, and I remember her looking at me with her wide eyes and saying, Daddy, can I do this? And on the way home, we went and we bought a BMX bike, and she started racing the next day, and she raced till she was 10. And then Charli was always super organized, always looking in. I remember we bought computers for them at a young age, and she always had either her phone or her camera, always organized, always had things put in the right
Rainbow
place.
order.
She let
Everything was in rainbow order.
Everything was in rainbow order.
I think it runs in the family to know how to get a crowd to look at you and like be super attention seeking. With my dad, it's
on your
comedy.
Side.
With Dixie, it's, hey, anyone want to see me climb onto something and jump off into something else? And for me, it's dancing.
What about for Mom?
She doesn't really like attention.
Yeah, she doesn't. We definitely did not get that from you.
She's getting better at it, though.
Yeah.
She's actually has the face for it.
Well,
She's
I
got
mean,
the
as we
personality
said,
for it.
Bad Biddy, I don't know, pretty cool gal.
What do you think of the fact that Mommy moved to New York to pursue her modeling career and left Louisiana and took a shot and came up to New York?
I mean, I think personally, we all kind of have that, like, mindset. Like, we're going to do whatever we can to achieve what we want. We did it to go to California. We did it whenever I started training in New York City and Mom let me go. Like, that's something that's, I would say, really cool about us as a family is, like, we're always going to do whatever we can. Even Dixie, BMX racing, we knew it was far. That's something that not a lot
Switching
of people
schools.
did. Switching schools.
Field
Like,
hockey.
we were always very determined and we're going to do whatever we can do to the best of our ability. And I think that that's something really cool about us.
I think that's one of the things that when Mommy and I first met, I was always fly by the seat of my pants, didn't let the little things bother me, and she was more structured, and she would say, I have to do this at this time, and I would just be like, it's okay, don't worry about it. It'll. How many times do they say, it will all work out? It will all work out.
It seems like the colder it gets, the thirstier my hair feels. I recently started using Aussie Hair products, which have been giving me back so much moisture. My hair feels more bouncy, soft, and smooth.
That's why Aussie is so awesome. It has an amazing range of moisture-packed products for all hair types and textures, and they've got everything from cleansing to styling, even day stuff for day 2, 3, and 4 hair.
Yep, Aussie has you covered. All the products smell amazing. I think my favorite's from the Miracle Moist collection. There are 5 quality products infused with avocado and Australian jojoba oil that strengthen and soften thirsty hair, leaving it feeling silky and nourished.
Well, I'm totally into the sulfate-free dry shampoo, which are a lifesaver during days that I don't have time to wash my hair. They cleanse without leaving behind residue for a fresh hair day look.
Aussie products are also PETA certified cruelty-free, so they love all types of hair and animals. Learn more by following Aussie on Instagram at Aussie Hair USA.
They're so easy to find and affordable. Wherever you shop, you can find Aussie products starting as low as $2.99. So follow them on Instagram at Aussie Hair USA.
So, you guys have been married for a long time. How many years was it exactly?
What year is it?
Wait, it's like 20 or something?
Yeah.
20?
So we got married in
Yes.
2000.
Yeah. So, you moved to New York City
Mm-hmm.
to pursue a modeling career. A beautiful gal we've got here. She was a personal trainer at the time,
short
too.
gal.
A short gal, but that did not stop her. Then we've got my father. Loves fashion and clothing. A great salesperson. Persuasive, might I say. How did a gal from Louisiana fall in love? The story, please.
Well, when I moved, I was going to work in a modeling agency, which is what I was doing in Louisiana. And then I showed up to my interview, and the guy I was interviewing with, they were like, oh, he's gone for 3 months. He's scouting across the United States. And I was like, oh. So I had to regroup because I had too much pride to go back home and say, okay, that didn't work. Then, so I have no job. I moved up with friends from Louisiana, and my priorities, as they should be, was I need to join a gym. Mind you, I don't have a job. And then I realized how expensive gym memberships are in New York City. So I had been working out for years, and I was like, oh, I'm going to work in a gym. My friend worked in a gym. She was like, if you work in a gym, you get a free membership. And so that's what I did. Fast forward, the guy that ran my gym, shout out James Auerbach, was Dad's college roommate. And Dad had recently moved into New York City and started coming to the gym, and he introduced us. And this is what did it for me. Your question, to answer your question, is he was probably the funniest person I ever met. And the fact that he was super spontaneous and the it'll all work out kind of vibe is what I fell in love with. Like he was a hottie. I know y'all probably don't want to hear that, but
I really do.
Gross.
And he was born in New York City, so he knew, like, I had been living in New York City for 7 months, and then probably 10 months whenever we started hanging out, and it was like I was there for the first time with him because he was taking me all over, and I had never been. I was just working all the time, so that was that. I don't know. He was just so funny and random, and just had this thing about him where he always talked about appreciating the moment and not worrying and sweating the small stuff. And I love that.
I remember seeing Heidi for the first time in the gym and just being like,
oh, wait, tell him about my hair when you met me.
oh, well, when I first met you, you had long hair. And then like a couple of days or weeks later, she shaved her head entirely. So we started dating like right after she shaved her head. But I remember seeing her and going to James Auerbach, my roommate, and saying, "Who's that?" And then it was a great time just being in New York City with the backdrop of like, and you talk about just being spontaneous. Like at the same age, Charli, when you were going into the city for dance, I remember when I was a kid going into the city to see my dad and having the flexibility to get on the train and having New York City as a backdrop. And then Mommy and I met, and we knew right away, and we got engaged, I don't know, a year or so after that. And it's been history. And then we moved up to Connecticut, to my hometown. And I couldn't be happier with our lives, our relationship. And now to have you two, Dixie and Charli, and the four of us go through all these kind of adventures together is fun, awesome, and I couldn't be happier.
I want to talk about some things that Dixie and I have learned from you guys.
I'm scared.
No, good things.
Okay,
good
go.
things.
Wait.
Good things.
When we moved out here, I feel like our relationship from parent to kid has changed. And I just completely know you guys now.
Uh-oh, what does that mean? That
Like-
sounds bad.
If you yell at me, like, I don't want to say this
No,
because
we
I feel
can-
like this is going to come back to me. But, like, we know how to handle it now.
Yeah, we definitely do. Like,
You're
we just make
so-
a joke out of
So,
it.
like, that was one of the
It
things
took
that
you long enough to
that's
figure
one of
it
the things
out.
that I had a balance between Dixie and Charli. Like, I've never intentionally wanted disciplining your kids is not fun for any parent that enjoys disciplining. I don't get it. So, but the difference would be is I would walk into Dixie's room and she would have this look of fear, and I would be like, dude, relax. And then I would say, pick this up or do this or make your bed. And she would get all nervous and all this stuff. Charli would Jedi mind trick me and be, okay, Dad, nothing to see here. Nothing to see. The bed isn't.
Don't look under the bed.
Don't look under the
Well,
bed.
because at certain points, like, we all know I'm sensitive, and if you talk to me, like, a certain way, I'm going to cry. So I just had to start being like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. There's literally nothing on my floor. And then, but now, because for such a long time, anytime we would get, like, upset in the slightest, you would just
You get
say,
more upset than we do.
You get
So-
upset about the wrong things.
Yes, but when we're upset or, like, in a bad mood, you get in a worse mood to trick us into not being in a bad mood. And we figure that out now. So now I don't even...
I love the way
'Cause-
Dixie handles Dad now.
Didn't you
Because she
say
handles
that?
you. It took long enough.
Wait, what was the thing you said on that video where it was a TikTok where you said I don't know your feelings or my feelings? Same thing with you don't know what's going on
Yeah,
with
you
me.
told me. No.
What happened is, like, my room could be a mess, like an absolute mess.
As always.
But you're like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Like, it's all going to be okay.
But
then
you
if
could
I
trip going up the stairs.
Yeah, and he'll be like, what are you doing? You don't know how to walk up the stairs? And he gets so mad. I'm like, I just don't understand. Like, yell at me for my room. My room's a mess. Like, I even had to say, I was like, guys, like, can you get mad at me? I know I'm doing something wrong. They're like, I mean, it is what it is.
Well,
like,
because you were so nervous about and anxious about everything. We didn't want to add to it, but
I mean, I think what you guys don't understand, and you'll understand when you're parents, is like someone said it the other day. From the second you guys came back from the hospital, we were thinking about making sure you're breathing, and that's what parents do. They just they worry about you. And so tripping up the steps, it's like, I don't want you to slip and fall. And so
Yeah, but you need to work on your reactions.
It's just a natural reaction.
You're like, dude. I'm like, what? I fell. What do you mean?
Don't fall.
wait, what was...
when Dixie falls,
It's dramatic.
It's a
dramatic and like hospital trips.
Yes.
I'm not dramatic anymore.
Not
guys.
dramatic, but
I can't be.
It's actually
It's like a problem. Because you
like
could,
a
like,
health issue.
twist your neck from, like, stubbing your toe somehow.
Okay, but the thing about both of you guys, Charli, all three of you guys all hold grudges. If I'm over something, I'm done. You guys are like, you bring it up and you're like still mad. Like, if we talk about it, I'm done, I'm over. Like, fine. Okay, what's up next? You're like,
Because my feelings get hurt.
get over
Wait,
it.
you lump me into that category of a grudge holding?
Okay, Heidi D'amelio is the biggest grudge holder on this planet.
Absolutely.
100%.
And you're next.
Like someone could just say one thing to me and like she hears it wrong and she's like, oh, are you? That's so
Okay.
mean. I can't believe they would say that to my kid.
Okay, but also think about the things I don't hold grudges on.
Wait, okay, you were talking about how like, oh, they came home from the hospital. Like we had to make sure they were still breathing. I'm just gonna tell this story because I feel like, I don't know, it's important. So when I was like, up until I was 2 years old, whenever I would sleep, I would stop breathing. And my parents didn't notice for 2 years that I was just suffocating in my sleep. My grandma noticed, and I had to get my tonsils and adenoids removed.
Okay,
and
hold on a
they
second.
they didn't even care.
Hold on a
It really hurt
second.
my feelings.
It wasn't like you were gasping for air, not breathing.
we
You
weren't
would
checking on
snore. Like, okay, so she snores.
She has sleep apnea.
And then, but it wasn't so severe that we're like, oh, she stopped breathing. It wasn't even like that. So
noticed.
your recollection of how this all went down when you were 2 is blurry, just so you know.
So, if you guys did not know, I recently started the Invisalign treatment, and I think I am in week 11. And quite honestly, it is going pretty great. It's a lot better than when I had braces, just due to the fact that I feel so confident in my smile without having big brackets like I did before when I had clear braces. And I feel like Invisalign is just a super great fit, and I'm really able to see all of the improvement in every single picture I take every day because I can just see my smile getting better. If you did not know, Invisalign is the most advanced clear aligner system, and they are so much more comfortable than braces. Invisalign treatment really lets me do what I want to do. I can still dance, eat whatever foods I want. Obviously, popcorn's one of my favorites. I can play sports, musical instruments, whatever I want without any wires or brackets getting in the way. But let's be honest here, one of the best parts about having Invisalign and not braces is that I can truly just eat whatever I want. Especially for Thanksgiving season when I'm going to be eating a lot of food and do not have time for broken brackets. Invisalign has really changed my life and made me more confident in my smile. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening to this special edition of 4 Chicks with the entire damn fam.
Part 1.
Hella love to everyone in this room.
Thanks for having us.
This was awesome. Thank you.
Having moments like these where we can all come back together just means so much to me, since all of our lives are so busy and moving in different directions, but as one. When we have these moments when all 4 of us are in the same room and can talk and reminisce, it just makes me so happy and warm inside. So I just want to thank you guys for joining us today, and we'll get ready for next week's episode with the same group of people. I'm so excited to be spending this much time with you guys, and I'm excited to talk about some more stuff. Maybe give some advice for our followers or young followers who might not be as lucky as we are to have such a strong family like we do. And I just love being able to share those experiences.
Thanks for having us. We have a special announcement we're going to announce on the next episode.
We're getting a divorce.
Oh,
honestly,
Spoiler
as long as you're
alert.
not pregnant, I don't care.
Oh,
Wait, what if we got a divorce?
actually-
You would be like cool with that?
I mean, I'd be sad, but it's better than a baby.
yeah, I do not want any younger siblings.
so I have some news.
we're not having a baby and we're not getting a divorce.
We love you guys. Thank you for listening. Make sure to rate this podcast 5 stars and subscribe so it shows up automatically on whatever podcast streaming location you choose. You can follow all of my socials at Charli D'amelio, and Snapchat is DamelioC.
And all mine, Dixie D'amelio, and my Snapchat is Dixie-D'amelio.
Thank you guys for listening, and bye.
Bye.
Love you